Hey, welcome back. A few months ago I had an interesting video idea to remake one of my old videos or to continue the idea of the video. I already have a video on my channel named Books That Would Make Awesome Heavy Metal Songs. Because I was talking slowly and quietly, there was no music and it wasn't scripted, I thought of remaking it. I thought and eventually decided that I'd rather continue the old idea. I'd rather make a video about more books. Also, at the time of the filming, it's March 16, and in 2 days, Blind Guardian are releasing their new song, The Secret of American Gods, which all hints that it's a Neil Gaiman-inspired song. And this made me realize that I want to do this video even more. I hope I managed to release this video before this Neil Gaiman-inspired song is out. In general, it's a very interesting idea. Why not? For this video, I selected only 8 books. They are all standalone, well, except for Manu, but we don't talk about the sequel. I talk about all of them briefly, I don't go too deep into detail. And I also suggest which subgenre would fit each book. Feel free to do the same in the comments. Let's get started. This video is in random order, by the way. The first book is 100 Years of Solitude. Well, in my previous video I mentioned that there's already a song about this book, but also the book itself is worth an entire concept album. I imagine this will be as very diverse, with lots of ballads and epics. From the building of Macondo to the Aureliano storyline to the downfall of the Buendia family, this book is very great. It's very deep, probably just as deep as the Silmarillion. Each member of the Buendia family gets to shine, even briefly. It's also, when I talk about 100 Years of Solitude, I have to remind everyone that it's not that hard to tell one Jose Arcadio from another and one Aureliano from another. Yes, it's complex at first, but then you get used to it. Next book. Good Omens, Angels, Demons, Apocalypse Horsemen, the Apocalypse itself. What can be more metal than that? I do want to mention that this book is more a comedy and it's not as dark, as brutal as you'd think, but it's still very metal in my opinion. For some reason, when I look at this book, I imagine that it would be a great Demons and Wizards song. I don't know why, maybe that's because when I got myself this book and started reading, I was listening to the third Demons and Wizards album at the moment, and listening to that album probably added to the atmosphere, even though it wasn't that dark or brutal. Next book. Needful Things. How can you go metal without suggesting at least one Stephen King novel? Oh, just look at the cover, it's very beautiful. I think Needful Things aren't talked about enough. It's a very solid book by itself, and given the atmosphere and themes and the plot of the novel, it would make a very good traditional heavy metal song, I think. The shop, Needful Things itself, the owner of the shop, the mess the town turns into. Yeah, this one is very good. Next book. The Graveyard Book. This one would make a good uplifting power metal song in my opinion. This book is about an orphan kid who grows up at the cemetery and he is raised by ghosts. It's a story of friendship, growth, learning and heroic adventure. Yeah, this definitely would be a good uplifting power metal song, but not a too generic one. Next book. The Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's Tale ain't a horror, but it's still dark and scary. This would make a fast, heavy and kinda progressive song, in my opinion. The atmosphere of the novel is kinda depressing. Next book. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Because no one would expect that. This book does contain songs from Oompa Loompas, and I grew to appreciate songs in books, but if they're written in English. This is a satirical novel with a few dark elements. The Mike TV song is actually a solid rock song in the Tim Burton film. This book would inspire songs with different tones. It's hard for me to pick a genre for this one. Very hard. Maybe thrash, maybe not, I don't know. Or maybe it could inspire some relaxing ballads, I don't know. I rewatched my old video and then I decided that it wasn't philosophical enough. When I was recording my previous video about the 100 books, I was putting the 100 books back on the shelves and then I noticed the book that I have already read, the philosophy book, decided to reread it, and now I'm going to show it. Thus spoke Zarathustra. Oh, it's so hard for me to pronounce the title of this book. Metalheads do really love some philosophy in their lives. Given that philosophy is a very complex subject, especially Nietzsche, this would make a very complex song, in my opinion. Maybe with some choirs, the orchestral elements, and a lot of epicness. And last but not least, The Long Walk, another masterpiece from Stephen King. Because this book is mostly about boys walking and walking and walking and walking, in my opinion, this song about the long walk would sound more like the early Black Sabbath. Black Sabbath, they do have kinda slow and doomy songs, and the long walk would make a good doom song in a Black Sabbath style. Alright, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. It was short for now, but I decided to make it kinda short. I also want to say that originally I planned to take 10 books, but then I decided to go with 8. The 2 books that didn't make it to the video are Equal Rights by Terry Pratchett and Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment and follow me on social media. A link to my Linktree is down in the description. What books do you think are better suited for metal? Let me know down in the comments. See you next time. Goodbye.